Right, so a couple days ago I told y'all about my ice maker barking. Well, I've discovered the source of the barking. The fridge has two ice makers. It has a top indoor ice maker and a bottom in the freezer drawer ice maker. And the freezer drawer is where I always get my ice because I can get my ice super fast and I like my ice. So I always use that and I never use the door one. So today when I got home and wanted a Coke, I pulled out the freezer drawer and found black ice. Black ice in my ice bin. I cannot express to you the tragedy of this event. So I had to throw out that entire thing of ice, and then I remembered that I have just recently changed my filter, so that is probably why I had black ice, because you're supposed to run the water and let a couple of things of ice go by and throw those out whenever you change the filter. So I did that, and then I thought, oh, I'll just change the ice in the door ice bin too, because that's what P uses, and I'm sure my mom and dad use it, and whoever else comes over to hang out uses the door ice because, you know, they're normal people and use a normal amount of ice. I do not. I use a lot of ice. So, discovered the source of the barking when I cleaned out the door ice bin. Lots of ice had wedged into the crack before it falls into the bin. So the motor was whirring because it couldn't spill out any more ice. Live and learn. Live and learn. So now it has been about 45 seconds without ice, and I'm holding strong. I feel like I can probably make it the 30 minutes it will take to turn over a new cycle of ice. So I'm just gonna drink the bottled water and cross my fingers. Wish me luck, y'all. It's been 3 minutes without ice, and I'm starting to exhibit signs of withdrawal. I need my ice. I need my ice, y'all. It has now been about 15 minutes without ice. No ice. I'm actually thinking about getting in the car and going to Chick-fil-A and asking for ice. I need my ice. Just like Norman needed his keys, I need my ice. Guys, after 20 long, terrible, tragic minutes, I have heard the ice maker. Not a whole lot I can say about you Tuesday. You produced swollen feet, which I suspect is from the sunburn, and a gimpy vlogging camera that's got to be sent back to Canon now, and who knows when I'll get it back. So congratulations, Tuesday. You're not my favorite. So I finished reading Paper Towns while I was on vacation last week at the beach. I think I've been reading this since I started this vlog. My initial impression of the first couple of chapters was, I mean, it's beautifully written. It is beautifully written. The dialogue that John Green can put together is quirky and quick and impressive and pretty realistic. So that's got that going for it. I mean, so the first chapter of Girl Revenge just completely put me of the rest of the book, so I was just kind of struggling and reading like half a chapter at a time and trying to get through it, and as much as the first chapter ruined it, the last chapter saved it. And not necessarily the ending, because I don't know that I felt the ending was very satisfying, but that last chapter was so intuitive and so deliciously written that it made up for a lot. We'll go with that. But the dialogue is great, the writing is great. I don't think I would let my 13-year-old read it, but my 16-year-old, sure. Sure. But then again, I'm kind of a Puritan, so I don't, don't go with me on that one. I have to remember the whole point of the book, even, was that what I am is not what you are, and what you are isn't what I am. So I need to stop projecting what I think is right and good and best for me onto everybody else, and remember that we're different, and that's okay. We're different. And we're not just different in the way we dress or what we like and what we don't like. We're different in our ideals and in our morals and what we find comfortable. So yeah, last chapter saved the book for me. And it reminded me that my Puritan ways aren't necessarily right for everyone. But I know what I like, and I don't like girl drama. I don't like girl drama. So for me, the book was fine. And it ended a whole lot better than it started. We'll go with that. My blog, you know that I have written a young adult fiction series, and I spoke to my agent last night, and we are super pumped about the next steps in the submission process for that, and we hope to have something moving by the end of the summer. We also talked about next projects, and I am super excited about the next project. I'm going to tackle a middle grades fiction book with serious potential. I went to a bookstore to grab some middle grades fiction books to try to get a handle of the reading level for the 9 to 12-year-olds. And I lost myself in that aisle because all of those books look like so much fun. So I narrowed it down to 4. Cat fur. So I narrowed it down to 4, and I got Nerd Camp, Riverman, all 4 stars. This is Under Wildwood. So a couple weeks ago, I printed out my 2 manuscripts, my 1 completed book that's on submission right now, and then the sequel to it, which is mostly finished. I went to Michael's and got these giant sketchbooks. They lay flat, which is great. So I'm going to fill this one with all of the my young adult fantasy series, just to keep everything consistent and make it an easy, quick reference to if I need to remember where I put something in the book or how I describe somebody's eyes in the book. I will have it right there. And then I got another book while I was there, another sketchbook, to diagram the same thing for this middle grades fiction. The idea is to make this first one a standalone with series potential. So I decided I might as well go ahead and get this and diagram as I write it, keep everything clean and neat. And even if it doesn't turn into a series, this can just be a middle grades book, and I can put my next projects in that as well. Remus is currently in my lap, which means that I cannot do any household chores. I will just have to sit here and be still. I'm glad the remote's in reach. Yeah, glad the remote's in reach. Today was the Four Houses of Hogwarts brunch day. It is a day that happens once a month and my favorite day of that entire month. 3 friends from college and I all get together in Gainesville, which is our college hometown, and have brunch at a local restaurant there called Two Dog. And that's my week. Encourage each other with sweetness and light, and I'll see you next Sunday.